I always wait for it to tell me on the phone.
Okay.
Let's make sure we're good there. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, look at that. I think we might be good to go here.
I think so
I
too.
think we might be good to go. If that's the case, we got to start sharing this out. All right. Well, this says we're live.
This as well.
Yep. This says we're live. All right. Cool. Let me just make sure. I want to pick it up on my phone here. Make sure I got this.
Perfectly on time.
There you go. All right, guys. If you guys are just tuning in, just bear with us a couple of minutes here. I just want to get this shared out a couple of different ways. Chanel, can you see it on your end on Facebook?
Maybe. Oh, I went somewhere else now. Not yet. I see it here on my laptop though.
Yep. Hold on. I got it here. All right, good. So before we get going here, welcome everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tonight is a very, very, very special night. So just bear with us. We're going to get this shared out a couple of different ways. So make sure that you guys, what I would recommend that you guys do, if you guys are watching this in the Discover Heal group or wherever you guys are watching this, tag some friends, like this, drop a comment, let me know where you guys are from, but get this shared out any way that you possibly can. Because you are about to learn some really, really, really awesome things. So hang on just a bit.
Got it.
There we go. I'm just getting this shared out a couple of different ways, making sure everybody sees this who needs to be seeing this. And then we will get this going here. Okay, cool. Boom. Got that going. Awesome. Nice. Good stuff. All right, here we go. So I don't know about you, Chanel. I am officially ready to break the internet tonight. All part of Heal Worldwide, Discover Heal Worldwide, whatever it is. But first and foremost, I just want to say hello to everybody out there in Heal World. I know I got my Heal shirt. You got your Heal shirt on. Super excited to be rocking this webinar with my gal Chanel tonight. And right now, we're going to be getting into something really, really cool. And this is the start of something really, really special, guys. Every single Sunday night, we're going to be doing something called the Heal Spotlight. And we're going to be taking one guest from somewhere in the world of Heal. And I'm going to be interviewing them. Now, these could be people that are, going through a personal transformation, have overcome, amazing challenges and are rising above. Some people are doing great with the business. Some people it's going to be all above, but people that are really just getting the most out of Heal. And tonight's guest is Chanel. I'm super excited to have her on board. She comes to us all the way from South Africa and many other parts of the world. And now she's over here stateside, which is really, really cool. But really quick, guys, for those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Daniel Kump. I've been in the online space for almost 4 years and super excited to be part of Heal. And this is my home. I have planted my flag. I am here to stay and absolutely loving everything. So thank you guys for tuning in. Super happy to have you guys here. Chanel, man, thank you so much for taking time out of your day. Thank you for being here. And before we get going, why don't you just kind of give everybody a little bit about just real quick snapshot of who you are and, why you're excited to be here.
Okay. Hi, everybody. First of all, thank you for having me. That's really an honor. To everybody, okay, I'm Chanel. Like you said, I'm from South Africa. I used to travel the world before Heal as well, but in flying. So then with Heal, now I can travel the world, actually stay longer than just flying and actually enjoy what I'm doing. I'm born and raised in South Africa. Then I studied there as well, moved to Dubai for 5 years. And as I was busy moving to Australia, I joined Heal and I came to the US for our conference. And I kind of got stuck at the airport. Then Lala, Stephen, and Stephen's sister-in-law, Natalie, they decided to take me in. Where else do you get a company where the owners of the company go like, no, don't worry. First of all, we'll book you a hotel and then go, come stay with us. We will take you in, we will teach you, and we will bring you up to where I am right now. So that's me, and that's why I'm here right now.
And you're in Florida right now, right? Cocoa
In
Beach?
Cocoa Beach, yes.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Well, awesome. Again, thank you so much for being here. Now, I want to get into a little bit of your story because you really have an amazing, amazing story, a story of strength, without sounding cliche, kind of rising from the ashes, but really kind of conquering some things in your life and some challenges that have led you to this point, which is absolutely amazing. It's really emotional. So I do want to get into that, but I mean, obviously, when you're part of Heal, you're part of a home-based business, and you're part of having that entrepreneurial spirit, that ability to live the laptop lifestyle and travel the world and all that sort of stuff. And you've done a lot of traveling yourself, so maybe just kind of tell everybody a little bit about what was it about Heal that you saw that what made you go from a career, because I know I've seen your story, and I know that you've had certain jobs that you have really loved and enjoyed. What made you go from that sort of everyday world into entrepreneurship? What made you say this is something for me?
Okay, first of all, heal specifically, because when I resigned at my job, I was like, I want to be my own boss. I don't want to be bossed around anymore. That was the first thing. And as well, that I'm a night owl. You can't really go to work all the time, only at night. So I was looking for something like this that I can do at night, but sleep during the day or have more free time. So I was looking around a bit to online companies, how to make money online, and nothing really appealed to me. Always it looks like some kind of scam, right? Like they pull you in and then you have to pay a lot of money to try and then learn something, and they don't really give you their worth. With Heal, I found something completely different. By just joining the Discover Heal group on Facebook already, you get so much content, so much already for free that already starts changing your life. So I specifically joined Heal for the community first. And then my aunt, she showed me the 21-day Heal challenge, which is one of the products. And I'm like, okay, let me go check out the product. It literally saved my life. And then I realized, you know what, this is not a scam. This is literally a company that's community, that loves you, that's people like me, but also the products are amazing. So it's easy to sell for business wise. And it does help people. How do you change the world? One person at a time, right? You start by yourself and then just it rolls from there on. So first of all, I joined Heal as community, saw the product was amazing, and here I am.
So you got started because of what you saw in the community. You wanted to be part of something special. You wanted to be part of something that obviously is unique and different, which is what Heal is. But you said something very, very important. I kind of want to tap into that a little bit. You found a product that, according to you, changed your life.
Yes.
Now, we've all seen, everyone's seen the social proof where people are scrolling up and down Facebook, and it's like people are talking about, whether it be like coffee or protein shakes or all these other products that are amazing for people. But you're specifically saying that a product changed your life.
Mm.
Maybe expand a little bit. So for the people that are here that are watching this right now, actually, before I do that, let me ask everybody here a question. Obviously, we got literally hundreds of people watching this live right now, which is really cool. So for those of you guys that are watching live, for those of you guys that are at home, if you guys have had some sort of emotional, transformational, impactful experience just being part of Heal, what I want you to do is just drop a 1 in the comment box right now. Okay. So again, I'll say that again. If you guys have had some type of emotional, transformational, or inspirational experience just being part of Heal, put a 1 down in the comment box right now. I just want to see how many ones we can get. So while everyone's doing that, Chanel, just maybe share a little bit about, what was it about the I Am 21-day challenge that did change your life? I know you play a big part in that community. So maybe talk a little bit about that.
Okay, so the 21-day I Am Your challenge is literally there to transform your life, right? It is there to help you stand up and stop believing what the little box society has put you in, to realize what a warrior you are, how awesome you are, and that you are someone, you're worth, right? Because so many times over life, things happen to us, and you lose yourself. You lose yourself in other people's opinions. You lose yourself in traumas that happen to you in life, and then sometimes, like with me, you lose God. And what happened is then the 21-day Heal challenge is Okay, so my aunt, let me try and explain it like this. I had a lot of trauma in my life. And then in November or October, November, I went to my aunt and she showed it to me. She actually seen it since January. And I was like, I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this. And then I watched the first 8 minutes of the first video of the 21-day heal challenge. And before that, I was going to spend some time, 3 months in Australia with my family there. And then I was going to spend a month with my parents and my two sisters and my niece. And then I was already researched and ready to drink poison on the 31st of December. I was going to end my life because I had enough and I was not going on with life anymore. 8 minutes of the first video of the 21-day heal challenge, and I was crying my eyes out and I was realizing, Chanel, you can stand up again. You will be okay again and you can move forward. So if that's just the first 8 minutes, imagine 21 days of videos, and that's just one product. And it became very close to my heart because it helped me stand up again. It helped me to realize who I am in God, and who I am in the world, and the plans and the future He has for me, because I didn't have a future anymore. So um, when that happened, a whole new world opened for me again. 8 minutes. It's not even the whole video. 8 minutes, and the whole new world and future opened for me again. A future and dreams I had as a little girl, um, it came back again to me, and it aligned so much with Heal, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm also in the community, in the 21-day Heal Challenge, helping other people as well. Standing up, realizing that your past does not have to continue influencing your future. You can only learn from it, but you don't have to keep holding on to your past. So that's what I have to say.
Yeah, and I hear so much about everything that you're doing for that I am 21 day challenge community and helping a lot of people, inspiring other people, being a motivator, being an educator, being kind of that beacon of light for other people, which is just really, really amazing. So I think it's so cool that you were literally able to 8 minutes into a video, you just knew that Heal was something special, that Heal was something different, Heal was something unique. And I kind of felt that same way. I've even to today have a hard time explaining exactly what it is that just drew me in, but something just drew me in as it did for you, which is really, really cool. Now, you said something very clutch in there. You said kind of relying on the opinions of others. Now, obviously, I think in the last couple of months, you've really taken your life into your own hands. And you also said something in there where you were ready to take your own life. And I know that was, obviously it's kind of a touchy subject, but if you can, maybe just, kind of backtrack a little bit and maybe share with everybody, what led you to that point, and, what got you past that, because there's a lot of people here that are looking for that are at that brink, or maybe not quite to that point, but a lot of people that are just ready for a change. And I know this is the community. You are the type of person that can help them with that.
Yeah, and I will. Anybody in this community watching this, if you are at that breaking point, hold on. You can stand up. And if you can't do it, message me, inbox me. I will get to you. Okay. That's a promise I make. Because this has changed my life. So I'm ready to change other people's lives. So to get back to, okay, so well, let's start by when I was younger. I had an awesome childhood. My parents loved us, they're still together, so there was nothing wrong with the normal childhood life that a person would have, except that we didn't grow up like super rich. My parents did everything they could, but sometimes the economy is just down, and they were quite young when they had us, so they kind of grew up with us. In that, had to build their wealth. So going to school, other children would laugh at you, joke with you, throw us in trash cans, and say we are trash because that's where we belong, because we're not as rich as them. And that's where other people's opinions about my life started forming. As a little child, and all of that happened. They would use my scarf and tie me up on like a rugby pole, and then laugh at me, take my shoes, and run away. Um, so you kind of get bullied for not being perfect already in society's life, and that's when you're young. And then but I was still a child. I had an awesome childhood. I had my friends. Um, then the year I went to high school, so it's for you guys when I was 12, turning 13, I got raped, and it continued every night and by a family member. And he said that if you don't allow this, I will do this to your sister. My sister at the time was 9. So I allowed him to do whatever he needs to do so that he won't touch my sister. So in that, I felt guilty because I allowed him to. So in that, I took the guilt of what he was doing on me, right? And that is something. So then it's not like I can go and tell anybody because I'm also guilty, right? And so that was the first time. And then when I went through school, um, living on painkillers just so that the pain goes away. I don't know if it should be this graphic, but like blood was streaming down my legs almost every night. So I had to live off of painkillers, and I went to I did swimming just to get away from everybody because it's peaceful. So I lived for my art, I lived for swimming, and I lived for school. I figured out a way. When I was 19, um, I had a boyfriend as well. He spiked my drink. We went to a house party. I didn't really drink. I had one cider and he spiked it and then had sex with me in front of all of his friends. And I was awake like I am now, but I could not move. I could not speak. I could not do anything. So I could feel anything, see anything, but I could not move. And thank goodness that time we didn't have cell phones like we have today. But still they were there taking pictures with their flip phones, laughing at me, him doing whatever he wanted to. And the next morning when I asked him what happened, he just shrugged it off and said, leave it. Again, I was young. I felt guilty again. Again, in society, you feel like if something happens to you, you have to take it on yourself because it's such a hush-hush subject, right? So I kept it for myself and I went on with life. At the same time, I wasn't busy with school anymore. So all the time I kept myself busy, sleeping only 2-3 hours, going through school so that I will not have nightmares of what happened when I was younger. So being out of school, all the nightmares came back because I didn't have a routine anymore. I slept a bit longer and it started coming back. With that happened, I decided I'm going to commit suicide. First time. Didn't work. It was actually my aunt that introduced me to Heal, Melissa. It was actually in her house that I tried to commit suicide. She's my family. She still kept loving me. She didn't throw me away. She didn't hate me for doing whatever in our house. She still loved me. Then all of that drama, everything, they saved me. I was good. I decided, okay, Chanel, stand up. You will be fine. Then I went actually to university. I studied for 4 years. Again, I have my honors degree in life performance, but as life happened after that, this is what the devil wants. He steals your voice, he steals your future, and he hits you exactly where he knows he can stop you in life, right? So I wasn't used to talking anymore, dancing or performing on stage. And but I finished my studies in my 4th year. I was 24, and then my boyfriend and I broke up. I went for a walk and I felt a knife here on my side. And in South Africa, it's kind of normal because you think they just want to steal your car or anything that you have, valuables. And then he said, come with me. So that was in Cape Town because I moved to Johannesburg to study by myself while my parents were still in Sasolburg, where I grew up. And when they moved to Johannesburg, I moved to Cape Town. So I've been by myself for quite a while already. And then they said, come with me. So I was like, okay, so maybe he just wants to go and find my car or something. But he actually led me to 4 other guys. They took me, and for the whole day, they tied me up and did whatever they wanted to do to me. And I was gang raped for the whole day as part of a gang initiation for them, for a gang initiation. And then they let me go. So I was kind of lucky that they did let me go and they did not kill me, but they did know that they will get away with it, even though I saw their faces. It's literally burned into my memory, but there's no law really anymore left, so they knew they could get away with it, so they let me go. In that happening, I was still busy writing my thesis, doing my honors here, and I was acting in a film that had a quite violent scene as well. And 2 weeks later, I actually did that scene while all of this happened. Because of everything that happened, I had to go. Sorry, I'm still a bit sick. I had to go. Obviously, I didn't have a medical aid either. I was a student. I was eating popcorn for 2 weeks at a time because I could not afford anything else. So it was popcorn, 2-minute noodles. That was my student budget. My mom, every now and then, tried to, she paid some money in to look after me, but we had to learn to stand on our own feet, right? So I went to a public hospital and I had to get tested for AIDS. I had to get tested for STDs. I had to wait to see if I'm pregnant. I had to wait to see if I got AIDS or HIV or any of those things that they could have given me. On the same time, I've been put on antiretroviral medication for AIDS, HIV, makes you throw up the whole day. It's a poison that poisons your body. So because I didn't tell anybody, I had to go through it myself. I was still busy doing my honors degree, still doing my thesis, still doing the acting part, the film that was quite violent too. Pretend that I'm okay, vomit every day, almost every 2 3 hours you vomit. You cannot go into the sun, it messes up your whole body. Then at some point I was just like, oh, and in between I had like a few boyfriends that continuously cheated on me. One said a girl had a better legs, one had a better tummy, one had a better ass. So all the time I've just been rejected, and thrown away. Then this happened, and I just decided, you know what? Again, second time, I'm taking my own life. I'm done with this. If this is life, I cannot be a mom. The doctor also told me because of the damage the five guys did to my body, I will not be able to have a baby because if I have a baby, either the baby or I will die. Not on the first 3 months, but as the baby grow because of the scars in my womb and my body. So then I had to hear that I cannot be a proper woman, you know. So first of all, guys throw you away. You're not a proper woman. Society, you get used as a piece of meat for an initiation, and then you hear you cannot be a proper woman having a child. And I love children. So I decided this is the end. I don't want to live anymore. And I tried again to take my life. Again, it didn't work. I was in not ICU, but on a steel bed because I had heart failure, and they had to make sure because I didn't tell them what I took because I didn't want to live. So I was just lying there, and then I had to decide, Chanel, you have to stand up. So I tried to get myself to stand up, but I didn't do it for myself. I just remembered my sister's face when she saw me the first time when they finally got to me. So I stood up for her. I decided to continue living for her. So then I went on with my life, but I wasn't happy. I was living for other people, not for myself. I became an art director in the film industry, working on movies and commercials. I made a complete success out of it, but I was not happy. So after I was successful in that, I decided to move to Dubai and fly for a big airline. Made a success in that, but still not happy. So I always continued looking. And in that, again, I just choose the wrong boyfriends all the time. But then I dated two guys, one cheated again, the next one. So it was always the same story over and over. The last one cheated on me with like 76 women, fake Facebook profile, Snapchat, Instagram, emails, all of this. But we've been together for 4 years and he has a little son. So I raised him for about 4 years and he became my son, especially because I could not have children. I didn't mind. He literally became like my own. And then when this guy and I broke up, when I found everything out, I lost him too. I have no communication with him. So again, I was back in, oh my goodness, Chanel, again, no future. You have tried now the film industry, you have tried flying, you have tried everything. Your life just continue being the same all the time. This is the end. Again, I was like, I'm not going to do, okay, I'll go to Australia. Let's see what happens there. But this is the end. I'm not going to have a life where I can't even have children. I can't even find a husband, which I'm fine with now. But I mean, no children, no, everything just crazy. So then I went 3 months to South Africa, see if I can find a job there. Nothing. Went to Australia. So whole of last year, 2019, my aunt's been sending me stuff of Heal. I just didn't want to watch it because I was so depressed and down. Like, you know, when you're at the bottom of rock bottom, but you're lying face flat, like in mud and you cannot breathe. That's how I felt. And she's been sending me this for about 23 out of 24 hours a day. I did not even get up. My body was sore from lying in bed, but I did not want to live. So I just stayed there. Sometimes just drinking water or going to the toilet. That's literally when I got up. And then I started watching TD Jakes and motivational videos online. She sent me stuff. I still didn't watch it. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. Sorry for my word. This is bullshit. I'm not watching this. I left it. Finally ended up in Australia. She sent me Heal. And the rest you guys know. I watched the first 8 minutes of Heal and there we are. Now I use my voice. I know I will one day have a baby and or two or however many God wants to give me. I will change other people's lives. And not just that, I'm fine with being by myself. I'm fine with waiting for a husband that God sends me. I'm not looking for one. He can send me one when I am ready and when my husband's ready one day. So that's a huge transformation for me. And being comfortable in yourself and going like, this is going to be okay. You have a future now that it aligns so well with everything that Heal stands for. So I have dreams again. After that whole story, I have dreams again and hope
Yeah.
in the future. Yeah. And here I am.
Well, all I can say is wow. And for the entire Heal community and everybody that's watching this, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing what you did, because you know what some of the things that you've been through are just unspeakable, and yeah, it's just not okay. But the fact that you're here is absolutely awesome, and I know you know, I speak for the Heal community when I say this, that it's just an absolute pleasure to have you here, and I'm glad she kept sending you the information because you made it. But I want to ask you a really important question, and I know a lot of people are probably, you know, people that have gone through traumatic situations in their life, people that have maybe been on the brink and been close to that point. What if you can maybe describe it, or maybe you know, maybe not exact or whatever in your own words, but like, what was that point when you decided to stop living for other people and you decided to put yourself first, you know, after everything you've been through? What was that turning point for you that made you kind of take that shift and go the direction that you're going now?
Ooh, um, it didn't just happen at once. It was like small little things over time. The biggest thing was, and it's not just because we're doing this live, it's for real. It's because I finally found my people. My ex always told me when I asked him about the things he did, like, then he's like, but not everybody is like you, Chanel. Not everybody's got your heart. So stop expecting it from people. And I found a whole community full of people like myself, a whole Heal community. People that Lane, Polo, Steven, especially like men, and they were there for me. They were solid men and mentors in my life, not being weird or trying anything, or like all other men that I've met, they just been like my brothers, you know, supporters. Of course, I had my dad, which is the best example ever, and my grandfather. But I thought that's from the older generation. And finally, I found a community. So it was bit by bit, because I don't believe in words, I believe in actions. And so the actions of them slowly but surely helped me. The actions of Lala, being there for me, always there, mentoring me, MJ, like so many, I have found, I didn't even know you need mentors in life, probably because I had my parents already. But when I left the house, I did not have any mentors. Now I found 5 or 6 actual mentors in this community, and they got me to that point. And then again, back to the 21-day Heal Challenge. Um, there's one of the days is about I am war, and that you have to go to war against yourself and your negative thoughts and who you think you are, because you are greater than what you can ever believe you are. So anybody that is still battling, I'm always here for you, first of all. But second of all, I encourage everybody to do this challenge. While I was watching that, something came up in my mind, and it goes like, look at your thumbprint. You are unique. You are not supposed to fit into society. When God created you, He knew exactly what He was doing. He gave you already the full package to be moving forward in life. He knows that you can handle any situation, because you can. You might not be able to do it alone, but the moment you realize He is there for you because He loves you, you know that He will carry you through even when you cannot walk anymore. I said it the other day. It was I was talking about footprints in the sand. I couldn't remember, and again, the community helped me out in the comments, and they said that. But this is so true, and this is the turning point that you have to learn, that you are nothing without God. You are weak, but the moment He steps into your life, you can be victorious, because you are His creation. He created the universe, and here He goes. He creates you. He won't leave you halfway. Footprints in the sand is like two lines of footprints, and then the guy says, but God, when I needed you most, there was only one line of footprints. What happened to you? Why did you leave me? And I felt that. I was like, I'm alone in all of this, but that's just what the devil wants you to see. And then God answered him and said, that was not your footprints, it was mine, because I was carrying you. So sometimes we go so down and deep into depression, we forget to look for God. The only place where you are safe, where you can be okay, and when you can stand up, and it sounds weird now, but you stand up in life when you go down on your knees. And that was my turning point. And I would not believe in all of this, because the things I've seen in my life, the things that happened to in my life, I decided that God is cruel, that I don't want anything to do with Him if He allows this. And like one of my flights that I've done, we by accident took a wrong turn, and we drove past boxes filled with little children's bodies. And then they were laid out and still in the clothes that they were stolen in. And I was like, this is not the God I want to praise. And then so the reason I also started watching this is like Stephen's story. I read his story first above one of his posts, and then I watched the video, and it's like, if a guy like this can turn back to God, if he can believe in God after everything he's been through, then there must be a God. So it was kind of a combination of everything that got me to where I am. But it is possible. Doesn't matter what happens in your life. And I know a lot of people have gone through way more things than me. Stay on your knees. God has already have a promise for your life. And I will go back to you now, but my mom raised us on a Bible verse. And funny enough, it's been coming up in church twice now. Everywhere I go, people send it to me without me asking it. And it says, and take this to heart for everybody watching this, is Jeremiah 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Just hold on to that. I did not really hold on to it myself, but it kept on coming up. It kept on being thrown at me. And it's like, you know what? God knows your plans. We don't always know it, but He does. That's all you can hold on to.
Wow. No, I love that. And again, I thank you for sharing that story, because I can tell you right now from the comments, I mean, you're literally getting like so much love and likes and hearts and everything else in the comments here. So it's, people are really, loving what you're sharing, and appreciating the fact that you are sharing it, because you're giving, I've already seen some of the comments here that you're giving a lot of people hope and strength. So speaking of that, now obviously, we'll talk about hope in a second here, because that's something that I want to dive into a little bit. But a couple more things before we wrap up. Obviously, you joined Heal for the community. You've made a lot of personal connections. You've inspired a lot of people. You've motivated a lot of people. People are just, resonating with your story and using that as their own strength, which is absolutely amazing. In case we couldn't tell from all the comments and hearts and likes and
I'll
everything
go
else
read
coming
them
in on
after.
tonight's live, but so, um, with that being said, I mean, obviously you're using Heal as a business too. I mean, it's not just a community, but you're actually using Heal as a business, because this is an affiliate marketing opportunity. Since joining Heal, have you started making money with Heal? Have you started, earning commissions from, instead of just having this be like a really cool hangout of really cool people, like, are you actually, making money with Heal?
Yes, and as you know, like you've heard my story now, and everybody watching has heard my story. I know nothing about marketing, even less online marketing. So the moment I realized, like, oh, this can actually work, after seeing that it's good products and stuff. But when I realized it's a good product is when I did the 21-day Heal challenge. So when I bought a product, I saw the commissions and I'm like, oh my goodness, now I'm buying all the other products and doing them too and making commissions. So I've joined, I think October or November, I'm not sure. I'm already making hundreds. That's just on community bonuses. So also, because even if you're a complete newbie and you just joined the group for the community, um, why not make money? Like, it's not easy money. You go and sit and you have to put in your amount of work too. But the easy part is that the whole back office, you get a whole website of stuff that you can already use to promote Heal. You don't have to go and pay a designer. You don't have to go and design stuff yourself, make these videos or do anything. It's already there for you. All your marketing tools plus training on how to do it is already there for you. So what a better place to actually learn when you're a newbie and make hundreds already like me. It's crazy. And then you have a community.
So I want to share this with all the other, everybody that's new, everybody that hasn't taken action yet, everybody that's watching this in the Heal community, or wherever this is shared. You catch this on YouTube as a replay or whatever. Chanel's basically saying that she has zero online marketing knowledge. She fell in love with the community. She fell in love with the product. She came on board. She's made hundreds of dollars since she got started. And, the back office is laid out cleanly. All the products are right there. It's easy to use. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I mean, that's kind of the gist. I like to rephrase sometimes to make sure everybody can kind of get it from both sides.
Yeah.
So let's chat about one thing before we wrap up. Let's chat about one thing, because I think this is probably like the coolest thing that I've learned about you. But now, you kind of call yourself a hope trafficker.
Yes.
So in other words, I think, it almost seems like this is kind of like your calling almost. This is more like your mission and what you've almost morphed into, having gone through what you've gone through and having gotten to this point of Heal and discovering Heal and becoming part of this community and absorbing everything in. What is a hope trafficker, and where do you, what does that mean to you, and what does that mean to other people when they learn more about that from you?
First of all, I did not come up with it, so I'm not going to claim it as that's me. My aunt's church, it's actually my cousin, her daughter, she kept on taking me to church, and I wasn't even singing. I was just standing like this, but I went because she took me. And the church in Australia, they call themselves Hope Traffickers. So I became one of them because that was the church that I turned back to God in, after watching the videos and stuff. I turned back to God in their church. So I decided I will be like them, a hope trafficker again. And I literally went from hopeless to hopeful. And If you've never been hopeless, I hope you never get there. But if you've been, you understand that hopeless means no hope. You see nothing, there's no future. And um, knowing how that feels and seeing the hurt in the world, um, I decided that there's so much more to live for. This light feeling, this that you can actually stand up and you don't have this weight on your shoulders of your past. That literally made me go like, of course, I always wanted to become part of the United Nations, and I always love working with animals and children. And then they said hope trafficker. I saw children that's been human trafficked, and I wanted to be hope in the world again, just a small light of hope in the world again. So then it's like, wow, Chanel, there you go. There's your mission. You've always wanted to do this. So anybody is welcome to be a hope trafficker. As long as you're spreading hope, as long as you, that's one thing I can say is, as difficult as it is, the reason I'm sharing my story is to know that anybody out there know you're not alone. We all have struggles. This is a broken world. But to become a hope trafficker, you need to find your hope again. So don't be ashamed of what happened to you. Don't be ashamed of choices that you have made. You can always start again. Start new. Today is a new day. Right now is a new day. You don't even have to start tomorrow, but you have to believe in yourself. So that's how I became a hope trafficker. And again, like I said before, one person at a time. Even a small spark of hope, even like if you can have the faith of a mustard seed, you can only need a spark of hope to start a wildfire. And that's how you become a hope trafficker. So anybody can join me. Please be a hope trafficker.
And what I think is great is you've utilized the Heal community for strength, for, you know, connection, for purpose. You're utilizing the business so that way you can go after, you know, dreams and visions and goals of being a hope trafficker. So you're really using Heal as a catalyst to kind of go after a mission. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you're using Heal as almost like a catapult to help get you really where you want to be and what you want to do.
Not only the mission, like not only do Stephen want to go build schools for people, which is again something I want to do. It's a mission again to go and help people, but making money online. I can take my laptop and I can go anywhere in the world, and it gives me the time then to actually use my time, spend my time to work with children, to work with people that are broken, and then at night I just go and make my money to go and travel to those places and help them. So Heal is literally the basis of me being a hope trafficker, because it keeps me on mission and vision through the inspiration, through all the teachings, through the community, gives me the money to do all these travels, and then also it gives me the time because I'm not sitting behind a desk. It gives me freedom to also go and choose where I want to go because I am my own boss. You can only win. You only win. So when you join the community, why not just as well use it as a business? You're already part of it. You can just as well make the most of it, right?
Absolutely. Awesome stuff. So, I mean, with Heal, you have a reliable remote business that you can take anywhere in the world, which allows you to truly do the things that you want to do, which, I mean, you're a living example of that now. So, I mean, plain and simple, from the bottom of my heart and everybody here in the Heal community, I just want to thank you for taking time out of your day. Thank you for sharing your story and, you know, sharing as much as you did, because what you talked about was not easy at all. It took a lot of courage, a lot of strength. So again, I sincerely thank you for sharing that with everybody. For everybody that is watching this, please do me a favor, throw some hearts, some likes, some loves, some comments, but just let's let Chanel hear it down in the comments, because I thought you did an absolutely awesome job tonight. So while, oh man, it's starting to blow up pretty good. We got likes and hearts.
I'll go watch
Like
all
that.
of them afterwards.
Yeah,
Wow, I
we're gonna
see.
start blowing up we're gonna start blowing up Facebook. But so while all these likes and hearts or everything are coming in, one last question, and then we'll get this wrapped up. for everybody that's watching this right now, for everybody that's sitting on the fence, that hasn't taken action yet, maybe people that have a free account, maybe people that are in the Heal community just poking around, getting a feel for things. What would be your advice to someone who hasn't gotten started yet? You know, what would be your advice to them about Heal? What should their next step be?
Well, they've already been in the community. They see that we are real. I'm a living example that it is actual real money you make. I did not buy this in US dollars. I bought it in a way weaker currency. And if I can do it, you can do it. And it all just depends on you. When Steven says it's on you, it is on you. Um, this is a company of transformation. This is a company of realization. And you just need to stay motivated. So why not start? Instead of just being part of the community, use it as a business, use it as a second income. In today's life, we need different income streams, right? And this is not a difficult way to do it. Everything is set out for you already. And if I can do it, you can do it. So just try it. Start with one product. Of course, if you buy the whole in product, it makes more sense as a business person because then you get it for cheaper. And if you buy it in the first 24 hours, but if you want to test it, start with one product and see what happens. See how your email blows up, because that's what happened to mine. Even just community
Awesome.
businesses.
So plain and simple, guys, get started. So wherever you guys are in the world of Heal, if you just got in here, if somebody invited you here, guys, do me a favor, do yourself a favor. If you're plain and simple, if you guys are ready to live your best life in 2020, go take action. Get back with the person that shared this with you, somebody in this Heal community. If it was from an email, if it was from a friend, a phone call, a text message, somebody mailed you a letter, that's old school. But whatever it is, get back to the person that shared this with you and get started, take action, and you will be able to learn from folks like Chanel and everybody else that we have on the Member Spotlight series every single Sunday night at 9 o'clock. So hope you guys got some value out of this. And I know you guys did. If you said you didn't, then just you can exit out of the Heal community right now, because just go. But anyway, we know that everybody got value out of this. If you did, drop a hashtag value down below. Drop some hearts, drop some likes. Again, show some love for Chanel. But Chanel, thank you very, very, very much for being here. And again, thank you very, very much for sharing your story. I know we all appreciated it. So that is it, guys. Have an awesome, awesome, awesome night. Stay tuned later on this week. We've got a lot of awesome things coming. So stay tuned for some webinars and some really awesome Facebook Lives. And next Sunday night, right here for next week's guest, we will see you there. Chanel, have an awesome, awesome night. Thank you again for being here. And we'll talk to you guys really soon.
Thank you, everybody. And also, don't let your past have a hold of you. Take your future in your hands. Join us, join this whole community, and join us in business. Take hold of your future. Don't let your past take hold of you anymore. That's all. Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Bye.